from the YBA Phoenix Fitness 24/7 basketball facility in Rockland, California. It's Bout That Life podcast with your host, Coach C. Collins and Coach MJ.
Get it started. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hey, welcome to Bout That Life podcast. I'm Coach C. Collins.
Coach MJ, GGT.
And we are here to bring you basketball, a little bit of insight and everything in between. Thank you for those who've been listening and been very supportive and keeping up with us. Consistency, we see it on the IG. I've been seeing it on the Podbean algorithm with the Patreons, our sponsors. It's been really cool to kind of see the progression and growth just for fun. And I sent it to you, Mark. I typed in, remember I showed you on Google, I typed in top AAU podcast in 2021, and we're number 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So not bad for a couple guys just starting in a pandemic. But no, it's been really cool. We appreciate the guests who've been here. We got a really great guest today, really cool young man I've gotten to know. So we'll get to all that as well. But it's just been really, really nice to see that something we're doing works, right? And people have been feeling it. It's really humbling and really cool. So again, if you're here and you're checking us out on YouTube, why don't you go ahead, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. If not, just enjoy the show either way. And if you're listening to us, please go ahead, hit that follow, leave a review. Spotify, iTunes, we're all over the place. Just go ahead and check us out. One small click for you is a big help to us. Shout out to our sponsors as usual. Dr. Dish, best shooting machine on the planet. They got the home version. Go check them out right now. They got Rebel. They got the All-Star. Like whether you're a college, whether you're an AAU program, Dr. Dish has something to fit you with really negotiable budgets. Tell them About That Life sent you. Also for West Coast Legends, if you need any jerseys, any sublimation, any uniforms, anything like that, go ahead and hit them up. They'll go ahead and hook you up, Danae or Marcus. All these links will be in the description, as well as the links to me and Mark and what we do and the AU program and our guests. So please feel free to check all that out. With all that said, let's get to our guests. I personally met this young man last year during the shutdown. We'll call it that because I don't want the algorithm to screw with us. But during the shutdown, I was doing open runs, not to incriminate myself, but I was doing open runs, and he frequented them quite a bit. I had no knowledge he was a YouTube celebrity, but for me it was just letting guys come in and play some ball and have hoop, man. That's all it was for me. And as I got to know him and talk to him a little bit, I had to chase him down for $10 one time, and then after that, no, I really noticed. He's a pretty cool young man, and I'm really appreciative of him being here. I think he has a good story to tell, and why. For me, I always like to try to bring guests from different venues of this basketball world. For me, I guess I'm officially an OG now, right? So, yeah, right. I got all the gray hairs to prove it. So, I love kind of getting a new fresh blood and getting their take on things and the basketball world. But without further ado, let me introduce Jordan Lewis. Thanks for being here, kid.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. It's all love.
Let's get right to it. So, why don't you tell us about like your basketball background? Like because you're like I said, you're 19, right? So you're still very young. You still got teen at the end of your number, so you can't even drink yet.
Right. So pretty much, my basketball journey's been crazy. Just ever since I've been younger. I'm the youngest in my class. Just wherever I've been, I was the smallest. Always, I was like the underdog, really, wherever I was. So, pretty much, I'll just sum it up to like high school. My freshman year, I was at Sheldon High School, and I thought I was bigger than what I really was. Like, you can ask anyone. I was 5'3" as a freshman.
Well, you're a lot taller now.
Oh yeah, like the growth spurt was crazy. But I was thinking I should be playing, but like looking at it now. Like, okay, I see why I didn't play that much as a freshman. Like, I was trying to play JV, and Coach Rob, I was with Coach Rob, great coach, and I got my opportunity a few times, and I was real small, real skinny, so I played freshman, and I got a chance to really just get my confidence, play, get a feel for the game, and and then I had a good freshman year. Stayed at Sheldon again for my sophomore year, played JV, came off the bench. Still kind of struggling with playtime. I grew to I was only like 5'5", 5'6" at the time, so I was still super small. Like everybody was bigger, stronger, older than me, so I didn't really get it at the time. Like I was just like, dang, I feel like I worked hard. Like I'm not playing. So then what happened was me and my dad just sat down and talked for like weeks straight. Like, so what do I want to do? How serious do I want to take basketball? And I told him I love the game, so we both came to agreement, like, okay, if you want to play, then and Sheldon, and mind you, everybody knows, so like Sheldon's varsity team was just like stacked. Like,
yeah, during that year. That's when you guys
like
won state, or was that before?
Section
Yeah,
state, like,
section state.
we're going far every year, so everybody was just like super good, super big. Rawlings had his guys locked in, so we just thought bigger picture, like, why not go somewhere else, play, get better, get bigger, stronger, get that confidence, and then just let my game take me wherever I go from there. So I transferred to Cosumnes Oaks my junior year. Came in with JT, good coach. He had us working. So coming from Sheldon, too, it was just like I already kind of had that confidence because we used to train with all the varsity guys. We had a class together, so all the freshmen, sophomores, everybody would just be together. So the training we did at Sheldon was just like crazy. So when I went over to CO, it was like, okay, now I kind of have that confidence. Like, okay, I'm in shape. I know how to. I played around playing all these like high potential D1 guys. So I came in with a lot of confidence. My junior year, put in a lot of work. We actually had a really good team, but it was crazy because we went 6-6 and didn't make playoffs. It was weird. Okay. Because the following year, when I was a senior, teams were making playoffs with 3 wins because we had moved over to the Delta League. And I actually got injured my senior year too in the preseason. I missed my whole senior year. Didn't get to play a single game. It was crazy. I pulled my hamstring and had an inflamed like growth plate on my hip. So and it all happened during dead period when we used to run the track, and I pulled my hamstring actually, I guess, running the track, and then
isn't that the LeBron injury right now?
It was it's bad. No, it's bad.
Or something.
Yeah,
that injury is something I would not ever want to go through.
How many
again.
months were you out?
I was out for like 6+ months.
Wow.
Like it was pretty bad because
that's tough.
Going through physical therapy twice a week, and then I was doing stuff at home every day. But basically, I pulled it running the track. I didn't know it was pulled at the time, so when you stretch it out a little bit, I feel like I was just gonna catch a cramp. It felt like a cramp.
Yeah.
So I stretched a little bit, and then I actually ran some more sprints like day by day, and it just got worse. So then I finally got it checked out, and they were like, they walked me through this stuff. They was like, yeah, you pulled it. So I was like, dang. And then that actually messed it up because they said when I was running, and when I was I forgot the word, but when you don't want to overwork something else, your muscles, you use something else, and it was my hip. Okay. And so that's where the inflamed growth plate came from. So and then I actually then how I told you guys I was only 5'5". I was like 5'8", 5'9" now as a junior. And my senior year now I was like 6 feet even. Right. So it's crazy. I grew after high school. So I went to prep school after my senior year to the College Prep Academy out here in Sacramento.
Oh, shout out to Coach B. Brandon Cole.
Yeah,
shout out to Brandon Cole.
Coach B and Coach Don. So that was probably one of my that was the best year probably for basketball for me, just because they both trusted me. Coach Don was on me, Coach B was on me, and like it was like the first time I actually got to like just be me on the court. Like I didn't have to worry about missed shots coming out right away. Like they really stressed like to play your game, don't worry about any mistakes. Like if you mess up, get it back on defense or something like that. So we had a really good team too. We played in a lot of big tournaments. I got a chance to really like see where my game was at, because the places we were going to was just like we were playing top D1 guys in the country. Like it was a test, and I think I held my own. It was good, and I actually picked up. I'm not offer. I actually our last game of the season, there was a couple coaches at that game, and they came out. It was Cal State Fullerton and then Point Loma. I did an unofficial visit with them.
Yeah.
So, but COVID kind of messed everything up with Point Loma, because I wasn't able to go on campus because like a few weeks later after our last game, that's when COVID got hit.
Yeah.
And then with Cal State Fullerton, they had seen my last game, and when they came over to our practice, it was kind of like he had talked to me after practice, like they liked what they saw, and then it was just like now just sending film. We're gonna try to get you on campus, and then like I said, like 2-3 weeks later, over, and you know it's hard when they only see one game. It's like they're not gonna just like jump on you that quick. So I sent my film in, all that stuff, and then it just came down to like, okay, like I think you should go to JC for a year, so which was last year, but the season got canceled. So then everybody got their year back.
Right,
so all these players are getting their years back. So now it's like, dang, seniors that should be graduating are coming back. All the JC guys, all those sophomores will be coming back. So it was like, so for this year, it was when that happened, that's when I started my TikTok and my YouTube and stuff. And,
Nice.
And then that's
How it
pretty
blew
much
up,
what
kind of
happened.
the antithesis right there.
It's crazy.
Well, it's a good
right.
journey. I mean, it's a crazy journey, but yeah,
Really crazy.
but you're seems like you're adapting well, which is good.
Oh,
so, I mean, so let's talk about AAU wise. Did you play any on AAU teams
I played AAU pretty much my whole life. I played for a lot of different teams.
what was like your main?
The main
two?
team I played for was I played with Sac Shooting Stars, Coach Ralph, and then Team Sacramento with Coach Jennings.
Okay.
With Coach Jennings. So I played with them. We were on the little Adidas. Excuse me. Drank too much.
No, you're fine. You're good.
Over here. So no, we
Did
Team
like
Sac was the main
the
one.
Adidas? You guys did like the Adidas gauntlet and all that. Okay.
Stuff. So we did a lot of stuff with that. So the Adidas route was good. It was pretty fun playing with Team Sac. We went all over. We played a bunch of different teams.
Nice. Okay. So that leads to my first question I want to ask you. Like, what, especially because I like the perspective, especially from younger guys like yourself, because you're not far removed from the AAU world. Like, I coach it. You know, I coach direct YBL, all this stuff, but I'm not playing in it. And AAU was much different for me than it was for you guys. But what's your overall perspective? Good, bad, indifferent, whatever, you know, for AAU basketball? How do you look at it?
I think AAU basketball is good and bad. I would say it's good for guys who, like, how do you say it? Like, with AAU, really, like, you can do you have more freedom, I feel like, as to playing for a high school basketball team, organized. Like, you have to run plays, really. You have to run a set every time down.
Yeah.
So I feel like kids that aren't really well with the high school organized basketball can go out and play AAU. Like
gives them a shot.
Gives them a shot, really, because they can do whatever they want, really, not worried about missing a shot, looking at the bench, like to see if someone's going to come get them. I mean, I feel like that's the good thing about AAU, because you can really just, like, you have more freedom to make mistakes, because everybody plays AAU, everybody's good. So it's not like, okay, with a high school basketball team, you know, you take a bad shot or something, the coach is like, you're gonna get pulled out. So I feel like the bad thing about AAU though is I feel like I want to say, like, kids might get a certain ego, so like they'll be killing in AAU. And like I said, where there's no plays and stuff. But then when you get out onto the high school team, it's like once they get out there, it's kind of like, oh, like, you got to run this, you got to prep, like, you got to do all this extra stuff.
They can't handle
and
that.
I feel like some kids can't adapt to that when they
can't
go
handle
over
the
back to
structure.
high school
Is
team.
that kind of what you mean? Like the system of high school, as opposed to just rolling the ball out there and do whatever you want. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I mean, no, it's a good perspective. I know me and Mark try to talk about that stuff with our kids all the time. So, you know, how long? You're at this point. I mean, you're a content creator. You're a street baller, content creator. You know what I mean? And we're gonna delve all into that. But you know, how long have you been in this space so far?
So, right when COVID hit, I so pretty much like a year and a half now. So, as soon as we went on lockdown is when I really started my TikTok. And the TikTok was kind of like, I didn't know really how it was. Like, I didn't know how it worked. I saw people were on it, but I wasn't a huge fan of it just because I was like, kind of looks corny, like, like at the time.
Right.
And so then my teammate on my prep school team was like, he loved it. Like, he was doing everything, the dances, like all the tags. And I was like, if I do TikTok, when am I going to post?
Right,
I'm not dancing on TikTok. Like, I just can't do it. So he was like, you could post anything. So I'm like, all right, let's see. I play basketball. Why not do like basketball clips or something?
Right.
So I remember the first video I posted was like a ankle breaker of me crossing someone at Cal Fit. And that video actually went viral on Instagram first.
Okay.
And it went viral on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, let's see. Let me give it a shot and put it on TikTok and see if that goes viral. And I posted it like a few times. It wasn't really getting any views, like maybe like 100, 200 views max. I posted it, and I posted around like 4 to 6 different times, and it was just the same amount of views. And I'm like, dang. So at first, so I'm looking at my tag. So I guess there's this, you have to put a tag on TikTok for it to really like get into the algorithm or whatever. So my friend was like, yeah, like put tags, because I wasn't putting tags. I didn't know anything about it. So I put tags, got a little more views, and then I want to say a week later, I put my I posted it again. I was like, Evan, I'm just gonna keep posting it. It has to go viral. Like I wasn't gonna let it not go viral. So I put the tags again, and we had basketball practice in the morning. So I posted it, went to practice, checked my phone after like a couple hours later, and I see it has like 10K views in an hour.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh wow, like, you know, and my followers was starting to go up, and I went from like 70 followers to like 500 after that video, right? So then I just let it run its course throughout the day, and we had a tournament that day too, so I'm just constantly checking my phone, because it's like this is the first time I've seen anything like just crazy like that. So I look at my phone, I wake up the next morning, and the video's at 2 million views.
Wow,
and
2 million,
and I had over 10,000 followers on TikTok.
I know, you're like, what?
I'm like, yeah, I'm famous. I was like, I'm TikTok famous. Like it was crazy.
I like that.
I had people hitting me up from out here, like, bro, did you see your video? And I was like, yeah, like that's wild. Like I would never thought, because that's a lot of people just to see one video. Like so that was the TikTok thing, and then ever since I was like, yeah, I got to take it serious.
You used it as a springboard and kept going, right?
So I just ran it
through.
Yeah.
I mean, so we talk about it on this show, and especially me being like an older head, but I feel like at least I'm one of the older guys that I like the evolution of what basketball and marketing has become. For me, and this, I don't want to speak for Mark, because you can touch on this if you want, but in my opinion, you know, this all started with Michael Jordan, and I hate to mention this guy's name because he's, you know, kind of he's just not a good guy. O.J. Simpson, right? They were like, and Magic Johnson. Those three were kind of like the first marketable black men. You know what I mean? This is just me just kind of preaching some knowledge there in terms of like they showed that black men could be used. That we can use ourselves as marketing tools and really find success. You know, MJ had the first $100 sneaker, right? You know, things like that. It's like they were the cornerstone, and you guys have now evolved it with social media and the internet and the way it's evolved. And for me, I love seeing it, because I'm just being real. Me as a black man, I just love seeing, you know, young brothers like yourself take advantage of this and really be smart with it. And, you know, like you said, knowing algorithms, understanding how to manipulate the system, understanding how to reach your viewership. You know what I mean? Like this, when I was your age, this just was unheard of. It just didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like for us, our big thing, and we'll talk about more of that too when we talk about street ball stuff, was like, you know, and one, right? Remember the VHSs you got with a pair of shoes and shit? Like that was our thing. We got VHS tapes, and that was like our big viral thing. But you guys, man, and what you're doing, I really am fascinated by. Now that we're here, you know, in 2021 with the internet and social media and everything, and it growing at a rapid rate, like where do you see it evolving? Like, because you're kind of in the heart of it. Like, let's say we fast forward 5, maybe 10 years. What you think is the next step?
I think it might be televised. I think stuff might be like getting like really televised, especially with the basketball community. I feel like all these like park games like be like streamed now, like on for everybody to watch on TV. Like I feel like they can just it's gonna go really far.
Yeah, Netflix is gonna come get a deal with them.
Like, it's not bad.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, man. No, that's really cool. You got any thoughts on any of this, Mark?
Man, I'm just. I mean, a lot of what he's saying is true. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to understand it too from the training side of trying to market my kids, knowing that the right video, the right timing, the structure of the content can really bring attention. So that's definitely something that I've noticed, as the years go on, that it's evolving social media wise.
Well, it is fun to watch. I mean, let me ask you, how many social media platforms do you have? You have TikTok, Instagram, I'm assuming.
So I got TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and then Twitter. People always tell me to like mess with Twitter. I'm still kind of like.
I have a Twitter and I barely use it. I'll be honest. I barely use it too. But I'm a coach. Well, as an AAU coach, that's where all the coaches are. So I try to interact with them. But so your main three would be like your TikTok, Instagram. Okay, or main two, excuse me. And that makes sense. How much of your day, or like on a day-to-day basis, how much of your time do you think you're spending on your TikTok, on your craft, essentially? This is your craft.
Right. Nah, pretty much like half the day, because you really have to think about it. Like with TikTok right now, I kind of took like a mini pause just because I was doing everything on YouTube for a little bit. So like it's still kind of like, and I like how it's basketball is like the main thing of what I do, because like I've really like noticed after going to all these events and stuff and trying to play all these different people, you really gotta like still be able to like work out and play basketball. Cause like it's like
you gotta stay in shape.
You gotta stay in shape, right? Exactly. So I'm
gonna produce.
I'm training still every single day. You gotta lift weights because you're gonna have all these people coming for you if you look bad or if you lose. So I know I learned my lesson after I lost to Marcellus Howard.
Oh, Marcellus.
Kind of embarrassed me.
We're gonna definitely talk about Marcellus. Shout out to him.
So it was bad. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm locked in. I gotta train every day. So I would say about half the day I'm doing like, if it's not a YouTube video, it's brainstorming.
Okay.
Like, so what's the next video? I'll be calling my friends that do YouTube. Like, okay, like how does this look if I do this? Just putting different ideas into people's heads. So I would say like half the day, really.
Nice. Do you would you consider yourself pretty disciplined? Like, I mean, again, you're a young man, and I mean the fact that you're jumping ahead, like I wish I had his mentality at 19, sheesh. But it's like, obviously you want to have some fun. My thing is have fun, enjoy your life, kid. But it's like, but do you consider yourself like pretty disciplined on staying on top of things?
I try to stay as disciplined as I can, like as much as I can, really. Like I'll be stressed, like I'll even though like you said, like being young, like I go live life and do everything, which I do, but it's like sometimes I'm just on myself for like too hard. Like, okay, I haven't posted a video in 2 days, like I'll really be at home like just mad, like, okay, what I need to post something, like, I need to post, like I need an idea, so I'll like call around, like, oh, what should I do next? So I mean, I try to stay on top of myself with that, really, because it's almost like it's like a job now, almost. So it's like if I don't post, that's like your business, like losing out on missing out on different things. So I'm pretty on top of it, though.
No, that's good. That's smart.
I do have like little breaks that I'll take, like a week off or something, just to like relax. Like if I'm going too hard on myself, like okay, get out the house, go do something. So, but other than that,
How's your family support with all of this? Like your parents?
My dad's is big on it because he's an entrepreneur himself.
Nice.
Like so he played basketball. He played basketball at Stanford. So
cool, very cool.
So he knows pretty much everything about about the school stuff, staying on top of your school, the grades, and he basically supports everything I do. My mom supports everything I do. Pretty much the whole family. Mom was a little iffy on it in the beginning because she's big on school too. When I told her I wanted to take this year off to just focus on content, she was like, "Okay, well you'll still do some, like take some units, so which is fine."
It's just hard for us, and I'm just, I guess, playing. I don't know your mother, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate or speak for her. You know, the bridge, guys like me, because Mark's younger than me, so I give him he's still young, but like guys like me, we feel we're the middle ground between like your generation and kind of, because I'm assuming your parents are probably a little older than me, and that older generation. I even have to explain to my mother, you know, how your generation. I mean, remember we talked about it with Lance?
Yeah.
You guys can become more famous than NBA players. You guys can generate
for sure
wealth. You can generate actual like monetization through this platform, you know. But of course, in my generation and before, it was all go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college. You know what I mean? And it's
stick to the script.
Yeah, you know, in this day and age, it's still hard to break from that formula. So I can see how your mom might still feel like, man, you need to go to school, and you know what I'm saying. Just seeing that side of it.
We had a bunch of talks about that.
Do you ever plan to go back to school?
Oh yeah. So I still kind of want to like play basketball. Yeah. Since I still haven't started, my clock hasn't started yet. Basketball. Like I'll still be considered a freshman next year if I go to GC. So, like, that's what me and my dad pretty much talk about, too, like, going back. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, really, because, like, and you can get paid now playing.
Yeah, that's remember we talked about that with Marcellus, now with the new rules.
You already have a following.
Yeah.
So, I know, that'll be pretty interesting, like, doing that. The only thing I know to just be more work. So we're doing schoolwork, practice, and then...
And if you're still trying to keep up with your... Yeah, it is going to be a lot of work, kid.
That's just a lot. So, I mean... That's why I really took this year off, just to see like what I can do with it in this year.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. Well, I do want to, since we already spoke about him a little bit anyway, I do want to do a big shout out to Marcellus. Splash for you, brother. I coached Marcellus. That's my history with him. I actually was his coach. So that, like I said, I'm aging myself, but that's how much I know him. And so kind of with him, I look at Marcellus and how he was and what he did. He's kind of, to me, and again, this, you can give me your interpretation. This is just my side of it. He's kind of like the Jay-Z or the Drake of the content creators now, because he's one of the OGs. He's one of the one of the guys who started it off. You know what I mean? Him, I can't think of B-Dot, him. Those guys who who created this genre, and now these guys have like. Especially with the platform of TikTok, it seems like you guys have pushed it to a whole nother extreme, because they only had YouTube, really. You know what I mean? They had YouTube and Instagram. So, and Vine. Sorry, we had Vine. And so, and I know you guys are pretty cool. I've seen you guys do videos and hoop together and stuff. Has he kind of mentored you and talked to you and stuff like that?
I talk to Sal pretty much every day.
Nice.
Just about different video ideas, being creative, what's next. He helps me out with he pretty much helped me out with everything with the YouTube stuff, like in the past few months. Yeah. So
Well, shout out to you, Marcellus, man. He was always a good kid. I mean, I'm thinking of when I was coach, but he was always just such a overall a real giving person. Like what I mean. Like, of course, this is the reality of it. You guys got to eat. You got to make your money. You got to do your thing. But he's never. When we talked about him when he was on the show, he's never had an ego. You know what I mean? Like, of course, there's going to be people. Let's make this clear for those listeners or people watching. Like, as you guys go on these journeys, anybody goes on their journey. I know I've had to cut certain people off out of my life, and as you, I'm sure, progress, there's certain people that you got to kind of, keep your distance from, or friends you might have not be in contact with. You when you're like 27, it'll make sense, right? But and Mark, I'm sure it's the same for you too. True. But it's really nice to see those who really try to give back and pay it forward. So
he keeps it 100 with you, like no matter what.
Yeah,
he doesn't sugarcoat anything.
No,
he'll tell me if I'm like messing up, if I'm not doing the right stuff. So
okay, well, respect. Let's. I want to talk because you're in it, and we've in previous episodes kind of talked and alluded about it. I want to talk about the street ball culture nowadays because he's definitely a part of it. I sent you the links. I don't know if you got a chance to check some of his stuff out, but
I'll be watching a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. So and I'm a fan. Quite honestly, I'm a fan of some of it. I like some of the Ballless Life guys, some of the East Coast guys, the West Coast guys. I'm a West Coast guy, so of course I love it. But no, like what's Slim Reaper? I think I think he's fun to watch.
He's really good.
The Clamp God, what's his name?
Tim.
I think he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I've seen your content. I've seen Marcellus content
with the one arm.
Is it Chris? Zach.
Okay. Yeah, I like him too. Like they're just good characters, good charisma. And that's one thing I really wanted to point out on the show is and you guys can jump in or give me your opinion on this, and people might like, I mean, other athletes, no discredit to y'all, but I feel basketball players, and I think I said with Marcus or Marcellus when he was on the show, basketball players, I mean, we are very marketable. You know what I mean? Just in terms of we have a lot of charisma, we have people connect with us. You know what I mean? That's just the best way I could put it, because people make who you are, right? You're following, and people make. I mean, I'm a director of YBA. People make this program exist. You know, Mark is same with you with GGT and everything. Kids. So, you know, no knock on football players or soccer players. I'm not knocking other part, but I just feel and you know, I got bias anyway because I'm a basketball player. But I feel we are just very marketable, and social media, YouTube has created this platform for you guys, and I'm excited to see where it goes. How do you feel in reference to the street ball culture? Where, like, are you enjoying it? Are you just, you know, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I love it just because, like I said, I mean, I play basketball forever, so like, it's just like playing at the park, really, like just going to the park, playing against the local guys,
right?
And then, and now it's just cameras are out, so we get to see. So I mean, I like the whole street ball thing, and I'm still new to the YouTube like street ball community type of thing, like what everybody's doing. But ever since I've been in it, like it's been pretty fun.
Right,
like,
nice.
I like it a lot.
You got Mark? You got any thoughts on
like how is like for you guys? I mean, you've been doing it. I know you just kind of started, but you know, from the stuff that I watch, like it's intense.
Oh yeah,
you know, and of course sometimes some of it too is like knowing that the cameras are out, people are talking shit. It's borderline. Okay, I'm always about to fight.
We've seen that plenty of times.
Do you feel it's kind of like what Chris was saying too? Like I know at the end of the day, you know, because you guys ain't got no refs out there
at all.
You know what I'm saying? So I know there's also like you were talking about the character side of it. Like you can kind of see like just people's showmanship. But at the same time, you know, like you said, I feel like even when you play college basketball or pro basketball, you do kind of have a certain type of ego to kind of dominate or have that dog in you. When it comes to that kind of setting, knowing that it's kind of like no blood, no foul, people are talking shit. Is there any kind of like, for your experience, is it kind of like wrestling sometimes? Or is it if people are out there, something might pop off, something might pop off?
Nah, it's definitely like when the cameras come out, people just want to just kind of act a little more out than usual.
Right.
I mean, there is some teams you'll play that just play basketball, but there's like a lot of people that'll just like try to amp it up and do too much. And if you call a foul, it's like it's an argument.
Yeah.
They're trying to go viral, right?
Exactly. Like for example, we literally our little our team Zone 6 now, our little new group. We have we had a little park takeover the other day last week, but a couple days before that we went to just a park in our area, just to like get ready for the weekend. So we wanted to just like just kind of shoot around. If there was people at the park, we were gonna play against them. And one of my boys, cameraman, were out, just brought his camera just to get some like clips if we did anything cool. So like we get there, the energy it just looks like a regular park. This park is actually like a huge type of park. Like there's courts everywhere, and so everybody's just playing, everyone's just having fun. And it's like as soon as we get there, the whole like energy just changed when they saw the camera. Like it was weird. Like we're playing, we're waiting, placing our shoes up to get on next, and then like a couple people look over, and then instantly like someone just starts like talking mess to us just to see if we do anything. Like, so then we start playing and we're just hooping like regular basketball. And then the guy on the other team, you can see like now he's just talking extra mess. He's talking to the camera. He's talking to us. And then he was trying to start a fight like in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Like, we called a foul and he was like, no, it's not. Shut up, and calling our players all types of names, and then just to get a reaction out of us. Like it was so
crazy. When that happens for you, knowing like you're the content creator, these guys aren't. They're just anything. Like some of them are haters. Some of them are trying to get that 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is your mindset? Are you like, all right, let's keep the cameras rolling. I'm gonna play with it, or do you get to a point sometimes like, oh no, fuck this. Like,
if it gets too bad, sometimes like. There's moments where like you can say like, okay, cut the cameras. Like, what do you want to do behind the cameras? Because everything really can't. You don't want to like come off as just like always like a bad person like on camera. Because like all these people are watching you
for sure.
Like if they see that you're always like promoting violence, they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's just drama. Like every time they watch your video, they know it's gonna be drama, and we don't really want to. Like at least
that's
for me,
not what you're about, right? Yeah,
because like I've never just been like that type of person.
That's funny that you said because I be watching K Showtime and MK and them over be
they
be punking dudes.
Well, and I was gonna
crazy.
I was gonna bring up some of those guys
because it's actually like ridiculous.
Because like no, your content overall to me is hoop. And then just goofy shit with hoop. Like you like to do dumb funny shit. Like when you came to the West Coast Elite event, he came to the West Coast. I literally commented on this shit too, because I said don't sneak in my event again. But it was hilarious. It wasn't nothing wrong in what he did. So we did a West Coast Elite event at Harwood. He basically has no business doing no AAU West Coast Elite event at this point because boy's out of high school. He's fine. And he knows he's gonna do his thing at JC and whatnot. But so he did the event, and the guy Jerry Freitas, one of the
writer,
the curly hair white. He like went up to him and was like, "Who are you?" And like he was convinced, like, man, this dude is D1 ready. And I'm like Jerry, oh my god, like I didn't say anything, I just laughed at it. Funny. And then Coach Shaw, that's our OG coach. He was like. he was talking mess and getting annoyed with Coach Shaw.
Yeah, I called him ball. The crazy thing is I didn't know that was Coach Shaw until after the video.
So you had a camera there.
Video. The video's almost at 1 million views.
Yeah, man. It was great. No, it was great.
So he was just like undercover?
He was pretending basically to be like a 16, 17-year-old.
He didn't know I was like he thought I was just a camp player.
High school kid?
Yeah, because the kid that gave me their jersey, he was like, bro, like play for me. Like, I was like, all right, why not? So he was like, his team actually worked out too because his team needed players.
Yeah.
So I'm about to leave. Like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. And then he's like, I need players, and I have the jersey still, man. I'm like, I'll run. He's like, come on. So I laced up and I got on the court.
That's dope.
It was hilarious, man. No, it's really good video. It's really funny. I definitely suggest if you're watching the show or you check his stuff out, watch that one. That was really good. But that was my event. I'll take credit for that. No, I wasn't mine. It was a partnership with West Coast League. But I think it was a good event overall. Just a lot of good basketball.
For sure.
But no, but going back to what I said, that's what I get the impression from you. Of course, these were some names I was going to throw at you, who I'm sure you've seen and know because I've seen some of their stuff, and even I think it's like, whoa, this is way over the top. But the Nick Briz, Chris White, GOIs, K Showtime, like you said. I mean, list goes on and on. Let's just be real. There's a reason reality shows are successful. There's a reason Love and Hip Hop is on like its fucking 20th season. Basketball wives had its moment in the sun because people there's an insatiable lust for kind of dramatic, bullshit, fuckery, right? Fights and all that crazy stuff. I'm not with that. I think I did a Coach's Rise time talking about the fight culture in street ball. Like, yeah, fights happen in hoop, period. Like that just happens. But when it becomes the foundation for your content. That's to me when it's a problem. You know what I mean? And I definitely think that guy Nick Briz, I don't know him, but it's like he seems to thrive in that.
It's too much with him. Yeah.
Like the guys I kind of like, or I shouldn't say kind of, the guys I'm fans of, and maybe it's because I think we're probably closer in age, but it's like J Law.
Awesome dude.
J Law, I really like his content. Rico Hines, OG out here on the Sacramento King. Phil trainer, Phil Handy. You know what I mean? Like I like, because they're pure basketball heads, but they talking real shit to you. Like if you hear their videos, they talking real shit to you. Like, hey man, like you need to get your shit. And they're saying it's a NBA guys. Like you need to get your fucking shit together. Like and I like that. I mean, for you. To me, you found your lane. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go on that other side of it. I mean, I don't want to. You might work with these guys one day, so I don't want to put you in a situation where it's like no. But I'm just curious, like, what's your thoughts on kind of this borderline where it's pushing like everything's almost about to escalate to a fight all the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, for me personally, I mean, I don't. Just for me, everyone knows like I don't promote like all the extra stuff. I just hoop, and then whatever comes with it. Like I'll talk trash.
Yeah, trash talk that's part of basketball.
But like when it comes to like, okay, it's never got to the point to like, oh, I'm about to fight this guy. Like, So obviously, I mean, because I'm cool with a couple of the guys. Like I think Chris, I'm actually cool with Chris now. So nice. I feel like him leaving that Savage squad with Nick Briz and everything was like the best thing he could have did. Because
he seems genuine. I
he's
like
a cool
him.
Guy.
He's
a stand-up cool dude. Because before, when you watch a Nick Briz video, when they had their full team before everything broke apart, you would just think like their whole team was just on just like crazy stuff. Always wanted to start something. But then when Chris made his new squad and he picked up actual like an actual team, you could see all his stuff is just like. It's just regular park basketball. Yeah, you'll see a couple like maybe some stuff spark up.
There's always heated moments in basketball because let's make again, like I said, about that life show. Let's make shit very clear. Right. If any of you guys go out there and play street ball, this is me talking to the camera, talking to you guys who listen, or there is an element of competitiveness. It's like real street ball, not just some bullshit. Playing in the park, like some real. You going out there because street ball was how you, at least in my era for sure, is how you built your respect. That's how people, because I grew up in Oakland, right? So that's how people knew about you in Oakland. Like you had to go to certain parks and really prove yourself. You know what I mean? But so is there an element of trash talking, heatedness, physicality, competitive? Absolutely, right? But it never broke out into a fight every single time. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get that disclaimer out there clear so people understand where you're coming from.
You don't see fights every park run.
Yeah.
You just don't. Because I've been to so many different parks. Like, you could go to the bad, like, even the parks that are considered, like crazy out here.
Yeah, the bad areas and all that.
Happen out there all the time. Like, you just play basketball.
So, what you got, well, what about you, Mark? You got any take on all this or any?
No, like I said, I've kind of followed the whole culture. Like, I know, like, with Friga, he kind of started it in a way, like, but.
Yeah, I like Friga, too.
Like, he was just hooping. And just kind of watching from afar, there would always be, depending on the city, somebody talking or somebody trying to, get that 15 minutes of fame. But then, like I said, like it's been evolving. Where now I see people are like, they want the smoke and they're adding to it. Right. Which at the end of the day, like you said, like the drama brings the views. People want to see if something.
It's clickbait,
like,
right?
If I watch
That's
the whole
word,
video,
right? Clickbait,
if I watch the whole single, because I know with YouTube, like you get. The counts when they watch the whole video, right? To know that at the end that shit gonna pop off at the end, right? You know what I'm saying? Like people go, and I feel like that's what brings the attention. I mean, it's kind of negative in a way, but look at the world that we live in.
Yeah, we thrive in drama. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, like I just started. Literally just started. I think I sent you the link and sent in the link. I just started my basketball YouTube channel, but mine is Mine is called Trainers Hoop because I'm just trying to show coaches and trainers still out there getting after it and stuff. My take on it is I tore my Achilles a couple years back and I couldn't walk. Like it was bad. And to go from that to be able to still go out there and just play ball with you guys, I'm just so grateful to do that. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't know how to explain it. Like, I pray you never go through an injury like that or anything like that. But yeah, it was to the point where and he's had some bad knee injuries and stuff. So it's like,
that's bad.
For me, I'm grateful anytime I can get on the court. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just grateful I can run and get out there and get after it. So that's kind of where my YouTube channel is going towards. It's just showing, because there's a lot of guys like in me who just are just happy to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I want to get after it and try to win, but I lose, so what? I don't give a fuck. Like,
been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't got nothing left to prove. I don't feel, you know. So my thing is, I personally like to see more YouTube culture like that, and I think your content is really more towards that type of stuff, which you know, credit to you, man. That's all I'm saying. Just credit to you. I really like what you're doing. So we talked about potential plans moving forward. So let's say a 5-year plan. Give me quick version, but where you think you at 5 years from now? Where we at?
So I mean, yeah, all the YouTube stuff is like, it's great. I think 5 years from now, I want to just be like, I always wanted to own like my own business, like to start something just with my name on it type thing. So it could be like a shoe store, clothing, like have my own shoe store, because I really I'm into shoes a lot. So like before I know, I was like telling my dad, like, if I had a shoe store, that would be nice, like just to open up, to have just something with, like I said, with my name on it. So that clothing brand, stuff like that, like I just want to branch off, because the YouTube stuff is cool, but you always want to have like plan B's, plan C, like just to branch off and to just expand.
That creates your following, your audience, right? And you basically transfer that audience into your next venue. So
exactly,
that's good you're thinking like that. That is because that's what you just mentioned is unfortunately how like music artists don't think, and that's why they always crash and burn. You know, they'll come out with this one hit and be super. They're not thinking like. That's why, you know, people can diss people like 50 Cent or any of those guys, Jay-Z, but they learn how to stay relevant and transfer their fan base into other things they do.
Those are the true entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Like Master P, right? Like that's good. You're already thinking like that. That's very smart.
Like I really want to get into too. Like I haven't yet, but a few of my friends have. What is it? Is it Bitcoin or is it like
Bitcoin, cryptocurrency? Yeah, cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Sel was telling me a little bit about it, but like I kind of want to get into that too.
Yeah, it's big right now.
That's the future.
Yeah, it is. So
no more Staples Center.
Yeah, right. It's called crypto 2.0 or something like that.
Crypto.com building or something. It's like, fuck that. That's Staples Center. That's Kobe's house.
For real,
that's
man.
Crazy.
So. Okay, couple more questions, then we'll move on to the other stuff. But this is all great stuff so far. So when the shutdown happened for you, and I'm always just curious to hear from younger people's perspective. When the shutdown happened, how did that affect you mentally? And I mean, you went from, and again, the impression I get from someone who enjoys your friends and being out and just playing ball and everything to now, boom, shut down.
It was kind of like depressing the first few, like when because at first you're like, there's no way we're on lockdown, like we'll still be able to go out, and then like we got that whole mandate.
It was like no,
we're not going anywhere. So it was bad because, like I said, even with basketball, it was like, okay, like dang, no gyms, so no more working out. Yep. So it was kind of like for a few months, I just kind of just like lost. I wouldn't say lost passion for the game, but it was just like. Dang, like we can't play basketball. They were taking rims off the parks. They took the rims off of all this stuff. So it was like, now what are you doing? Like, and it was really bad because I had literally just worked my like butt off the whole year trying to get like a look at a college offer, or just junior college or anything. And just like it felt like it was just I did all that for nothing. That's what it felt like at the time, because we had practices like from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day doing something, shooting machine, just grinding. Like I was like, this is gonna be the best year I've ever had. We had a great year, and then shut down. So it was like, dang, just all that for what? Just to just sit at the house now for a year, and we don't know when we're coming off of it. And then not seeing friends, just everyone at home. It was just kind of just like I felt like it just felt like weird because I wasn't used to just sitting around at the house. Like,
I would imagine. No,
I'm always trying to do something. Like I'm trying to go out, get something to eat, go work out real quick. Like, you couldn't do any of that.
As you should, because like, so from like me and Mark's perspective, you know, he's family man, got kids. I'm single dad, got kids. You know, we lived our life, done our thing. Like, I guess the shutdown for us was easier to digest. You know what I mean? But I always think about your guys' perspective, because I couldn't imagine me being 17, 18, 19-year-old me, and I'm stuck in the house for months.
Yeah.
So,
it almost felt like I was like a little kid, like with no license or anything. You just could play video games.
Right.
And I stopped playing video games really, like, for real. Like, so it was kind of like, now what am I gonna do?
It's only so much Netflix you can watch, right?
Exactly.
No, okay. I'm always curious hearing your guys' perspective, because I think more people need to hear this. You know. So last thing before we move on, so because we have a lot of young listeners. They look at you and say, man, I want to be that, you know, or you know, man, I want to play ball and I want to create a following. They want to do it all, right? They want to be the Mikey Williams. They want to be, right, all those things. What would you say to them or their parents, or any advice you can give them?
I mean, I would say just, like, never give up on anything that you, like, if you think you can do it, you probably can do it. Like, I was the same way, just like, dang, like, I would look up to people and I was like, how can I do that? Like, and I just found a way. Like, I didn't take no for an answer. So I would say just stick with it. If anybody, and if there's always going to be a hater, like, no matter, it could be even in your own family, like, people not supporting what you want to do. Like, it's, at the end of the day, it's your life. They're not living your life with you or for you. Like it's all you. Like, at the end of the day, you're on your own, really. So I would say go out there and get it. And just don't look back. Like, don't for any regrets.
Nice.
Just keep pushing.
That's a good message, kid.
Like it.
Good message. Anything left for you, Mark, before I move on?
No. It's very. I'm very intrigued by this whole street ball, social media, video stuff.
Right. Yeah. Good. That's perfect. Well, let's. Wrong one. There we go. Let's go into hot takes. So, we are going to talk about something that's pretty tough in terms of, my heart goes out to this man's family because it's all fresh. And I definitely think, and I'll circle back to why I think we need to talk about it, and it reflects back on us in terms of being black men and black entrepreneurs and trying to strive for something for yourself. But let's talk about young Dolph. He was shot and killed. Let me, in case, I'm pretty sure most, if not everybody, knows what happened, but I'm going on TMZrightnow.com to just say some of the details real quick. Let's say 1:54 p.m., young Dolph's attorney and friend, Scott Hall, tells us the rapper was in town for his annual Thanksgiving giveaway. He was shot in Memphis. The Memphis police said their preliminary investigation confirms young Dolph is the victim of a pronounced dead at the scene shooting. They said the shooting is another example of senseless gun violence, that they're experiencing locally and nationwide. Obviously, the hearts go out to the family. They just released, I just saw this on a recent article, they just released, you see that? Yeah, they just released the video of the shooters, of the actual, these are the guys that shot him up.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's tough.
Wow.
Yeah, they actually released it out, and they're doing a manhunt right now for him. They're doing a nationwide manhunt. So, Memphis police, Memphis PD, FBI, whoever's out there, please be safe, and hopefully you find this man's killers. For a man to be executed like that, he was going to a cookie store. He often frequent every time he went out there. Cookie shop on a Wednesday. Said one of the individual used a Draco A.K.A. 47 pistol. The other fired a handgun. They shot him. The two men shot him, then fled in a light-colored Mercedes. Man, it's just tough. And so let's circle it back. Obviously, that's the tragedy, but let's circle it back to why I'm bringing this up and why it's relevant. Why I feel it's relevant with having Jay here, bringing all this up. A couple of things. It's very reminiscent of Nipsey Hussle to me, being shot in his hometown, L.A. There's a story in Oakland. A lot of people know. I don't even know if there's articles up about this because it was so old. But Gary Payton was robbed in Oakland.
Really?
Yeah. And, you know, he's from Oakland. He was robbed in Oakland years ago. Like, this was in the Oakland Tribune. It just seems to be an unfortunate pattern amongst our athletes, our rappers, our content creators. And when I mean us, I mean black men. We fight hard to create something for ourselves, and then we leave. And then there's always this underlying stigma. Oh, you don't come back. You don't help the community. You don't. And then you have men who do, and they die. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I don't know Young Dolph's background. I don't know his history. I don't know anything about this young man, or I shouldn't say, you know, he's around my age. He's 36. I don't know anything about this man and the life he lived. Could he maybe have rubbed some people the wrong way in his progression to his fame? Could he have done some backdoor shit? Absolutely. But I'm gonna assume he didn't do that bad to be gunned down in the street like that. Yeah. And I'm just, for you guys, it's more or less, I'm just curious of your thoughts of when we see ourselves thrive. Like, you're thriving right now. You know, that's the reality of it. I look at someone like you as a young man that's out here making it on social media, making content, enjoying your life. There is going to be, unfortunately, in a year, 2, 3 years from now, if not now, there's going to be some young, if not the same age brother who went to school with you or some weird shit or whatever, who's going to look at you and just hate you. He's just going to hate you for what you've built for yourself. Right. And potentially will do physical harm to you, if not kill you, because of his jealousy and his envy for that. And it's so fucking senseless and fucked up in our community. Yeah. And you know what I mean, Mark? Like, it's just seems to be such a theme. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I hate to see, and I hate it to stop. I'm just basically the question: when people reach a certain level of success, should they come back? I mean, should they? Yes or no? I mean, ideal world, yes, but really, like, should they?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Right.
Like, you really don't know. Yeah, like you said, because you don't know if you come back. Like, you're used to being in this place your whole life. You come back, you thinking it's sweet, like everything's gonna be fine. And then, like you said, there's always that one hater that can just catch you at wrong time, and then just like stuff that happens that you see on the news like that.
Yeah. What do you think, Mark?
It's weird.
Yeah, it's sad because, you know, I'm always the type of person that, you know, I believe if you have haters, that means you're doing something, you know. But at the same time, it's like, of course, like, it comes with the success comes with some cons, you know what I'm saying, that you can't actually control. But at the end of the day, like, I believe, you know, that can't stop you from trying to chase your dreams and trying to get out of, you know, whatever situation you're in. But I think at the end of the day, like, these things that happen, you have to be careful. You have to be smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, and again, I don't know what, you know, Young Dolph's mindset was, or Nipsey's mindset was, when they're going back home to do a Thanksgiving drive or go back to their store to give out clothes or whatever. I feel like just it's the world that we live in that's fucked up, but got to. I think I saw something with Floyd Mayweather. He said something about that where, you know, like, he had a lot of people talking shit about him, talking about, why don't you come back home and help out, this and that, and he just kept it 100, like, y'all, because y'all gonna rob me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, you got to do you. You know what I'm saying? Then if you are going to help your community, just be strategic, be smart. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the world that we live in. This is the reality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just look at what we just went through with our president and the race and all this stuff, knowing that at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we as a human race, I know it's kind of out of topic, but me and my wife saw Eternals. I don't know if you guys seen that from Marvel.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard.
I don't want to give no spoilers, but the whole theme of it was just, it made you think about us as a human race. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, we really fucked up. You know, like, our world, no, I wouldn't be surprised if our world would blow up just because there's just so much hate, so much just negativity. So again, with hearing this, it's like, damn, it's like, it's starting to get normal. Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. And obviously there's no easy answer. There's no way. All we could do is try. I know I do the things I do. I coach, I mentor. Like again, like even creating this show, this was really my idea to just create a platform where we could talk, where we could sit down, talk, and get into people's minds and just get to know them. And basketball is just our fundamental thing, but it just worries me, man. Because I coach because I wanted to help young black men. I want to help young men in general. It doesn't even have to be black. I just wanted to help men in general to be a mentor and hopefully say, you know what, like, man, Coach Chris, he's doing his best. He's trying to live his best life. I think I could do that shit too. You know what I mean? That's what I want people to see when they see me. Yep. Like the show when we had, which we're going to release this Sunday with DB, with Derek. You know what I mean? You saw my relationship with him and all we had gone through. You know what I'm saying? Like that was dope. That's what's big to me. Again, my heart goes out to his family and people. I just think it's a learning lesson. Life is about learning from these type of crazy ass things. You got to be socially aware if you're out there. If you have relative levels of success, like a Marcellus, like yourself, like just be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what the fuck is going on. That's the best, obviously, advice I can give to any of you guys. Like, I don't think of myself as necessarily overtly successful. I think I'm grinding and I'll do what I can. But yeah, when I go home to Oakland, I'm in my mom's house. I ain't really like going out, like, what I mean? Like, I'm just not, people be like, oh, Chris, why don't you? No, I'm cool.
Got to be strategic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. I can't, because I love my city. I am a town, Bay Area kid through and through. But I'm very aware of what Oakland can be at times. You know what I mean? I just have to be aware. So, stay safe, everybody out there. As there's some great parts of this world, but there's some fucked up parts of this world. So I just felt like that's something we had to bring up. Moving on though, on a more positive note, let's talk the NBA a little bit. First off, I'm just gonna put this question: is Steph Curry MVP?
Yes, he is. I think he dropped 40 again tonight.
He did again. He had 37 against Brooklyn.
Cleveland today, he dropped 40, he had 9 threes. He has like the record for the most threes in like a span of 5 or 6 games.
See, look, you've seen me play. You know my style of play. And I think I played pickup with you a couple of times when we were doing open runs. I think I did a couple of times. Most of the time I'm just sitting there running the clock. But I'm a shooter. Like, that's what I do. I'm a shooter. But Jesus Christ, this man can shoot. Like, bro.
It's weird.
Like, the shots, like, he doesn't even shoot at NBA range anymore.
Yeah.
Like, most of his shots are 30 feet and beyond.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's fucking crazy is, like, he can create his own shot. Yep. He can come off a screen. Yep. I mean, in fast breaks. It's really... How do you guard that?
And he draws so much attention.
Yeah,
and that's what's scary because Clay's not there yet.
Yeah,
if you have another guy like that running around, what the fuck you gonna do?
What are you doing,
bro? That's and of course don't get me wrong, KD's playing out his mind too. But obviously Brooklyn, he's just
Draymond Green shut him down.
He
only had 19.
He had great defense against him. I mean, man, Steph is He's definitely reminding people who he is right now.
To me, I feel like he looks the best. Like, compared to even his MVP years. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, he just looks really like locked in right now.
Oh, right. He's getting better. It's like he's getting better
for
as
real.
He's aging.
It's crazy.
33, 34.
Yeah, man. It's it's just insane to watch. I mean, you look at the games, you look at the highlights and the shots he makes. It's just. There's like no way that's going. I mean, I'm like, what?
And it doesn't look like he's slowing down.
No,
at all. Like, he can do this
all.
For years.
For real, he's gonna make the 3-point record unobtainable.
He already passed Ray Allen.
Yeah,
and they didn't even make a big thing out of it. I was like, he did it. Like, it was just like an everyday thing. Like, he passed Ray Allen. How come there's no fucking documentaries right now?
When he's like 40, 45, I know, again, no knock on KD's legacy, LeBron's legacy. The Greek Freak, he's going to have an amazing legacy. All these guys, but I'm telling you, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Warriors fan. I will say this, I connect with Steph because I'm a shooter. That's my style of play, so I definitely connect with it. But when they do his documentary, I mean, it's just going to be – because he really changed the game. It wasn't that he just got in the NBA. I mean, he's the reason. I hate to say it, but he's the reason why fourth graders learn 3-point shots before they learn layups.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
People screaming Curry when they shoot. Like,
Right.
Right.
Then it's just got to enjoy why it's here, man.
He's a transcendent talent.
Yeah, man. Kevin Durant, do you guys think you think he has regrets leaving Golden State now?
Probably sometimes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because this team right now just looks like all over the place this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, it's just not
Harden's
built.
not playing good. Kyrie's not there. So I feel like I'm pretty sure like, he's not jumping the ship yet.
Yeah.
I think all that is going to happen once we get close to April. That's when he's going to be like, still no Kyrie. Harden's still playing like shit. Milwaukee's killing.
Yeah.
Miami looks good. Like, damn, New York are the Knicks
Bulls.
the better team?
Yeah, yeah.
The Bulls look good. So coming
yeah.
into the season, everybody picked the Nets, but I didn't think they would look like this.
Nah,
Same
I
thing with
don't
my
think
Lakers.
I don't think nobody did.
I didn't think my Lakers would look this bad.
Lakers
Like, I don't want no more. I think I'm done with Russ. You know what I'm saying?
We were gonna talk about that
over
one too.
Russ.
Yeah,
What, do you got a
man.
favorite NBA team or?
It varies, but like I like to now since like everybody's just so good now. I feel like my team this year has just been Bulls have just been
Yeah, man, the
crazy.
Bulls are fun to watch,
Like,
right?
they're
They
fun to
are.
watch
They
this
are
year.
fun to watch, man. Just great chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lakers. That was going to be my next thing. Is there anything we could? I mean, what they're 8-8 now.
8-8,
8-8,
7th seed right now.
I don't know.
The only thing is I'm waiting till LeBron gets back.
Yeah, when he gets back.
When he
that
gets back
obviously.
healthy, either he gonna fix it or he not. And then that's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Right,
That's
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? So because it was his decision for him to bring Russ instead of Buddy Hield, and the way he's looking right now, Buddy Hield would have been a perfect fit.
Yeah,
But
they have such a lack of shooting.
lack
You know
of
what I
shooting,
mean?
That's
defense is
just
terrible.
Defense
over
is
the
tough.
place.
It's just rough, man. I
But
mean,
if LeBron James, I saw something Skip Bayless was saying, which I think so too. If he comes back and we still win it, he's the GOAT. and I'm
Right,
a Kobe guy, I'm a
right.
Jordan guy. But
Right.
if he's able
Yeah,
to
if he's
come
able to
back
salvage that,
and
yeah.
fix Russ and get us a championship, and remember the NBA's deep this year. Everybody's
it
good.
is. Yeah.
He's really the fucking king.
yeah.
I don't believe it though.
I,
Kobe's my guy, but we'll see.
Right. No, I would 1,000% give LeBron all the credit in the world if he could somehow salvage this season and win a fucking championship with them.
Man, he's already a legend.
Because right now, everything's going through my Golden State. I don't care what nobody tell me. You got to go through my Golden State
You
to
guys are
get
the team to beat right now.
because they're just playing too fun right now.
Yeah.
They did want to talk about the Bucks a little bit. Do you think they're going to get to the finals again?
They can.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
can. Giannis is a fucking
Giannis is
beast.
playing.
Giannis is just great.
Yeah, yeah,
He
he
can
is.
shoot now.
And
Yeah.
he can shoot.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right, that was his missing piece, man, and
That's wild.
He's only 26.
I know, right?
What the?
Right,
He's only 26, bro.
bro. That's, I mean, technically, he still hasn't hit his prime. Usually, it's like what 28, 29.
Yes.
Like that's your prime. Shit,
We're talking
man.
about Curry at 33, 34.
Right.
Imagine Giannis at 33,
That's
34.
what I'm like, man.
That's
It's
crazy.
hopefully he stays healthy like he
Yup,
has been
health.
and just keeps going. So, and then the Sixers, no Embiid, no Ben Simmons. It's about to be really rough for them.
Yeah. That's weird.
They're a lost cause.
Yeah, man. It's
I'm over them.
Until Ben Simmons gets traded, like,
yeah. It's I read something they're talking about Tatum for Simmons, or they're trying to get him to
really?
Boston.
I heard
That's
about
the new
that.
thing, but
either,
I don't.
it's
know.
either Tatum or Brown for Simmons. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see. I honestly don't think I don't even know who's going to take Ben Simmons right now.
Yeah, I don't think
many
so
question
either.
marks.
Way too many. So, just for fun, quick picks right now. So, if you had to say your top three, I mean, we know records or all that, but fuck all that. I'm just saying your top three in the West and your top three in the East. Who do you got, Mark?
For right now,
Yeah.
fuck. Number one, I would say, Golden State, of course. Golden State, Denver, and Utah.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like those two are just so safe because they're always around there.
I agree with
My
you.
Lakers
on that.
haven't shown me anything, so I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna put them. And then in the East, then yeah, like Milwaukee for sure. I'm gonna still put Brooklyn in there because KD and Harden are KD and Harden, and then 3 Miami. If honestly, I would say Miami. I would not be surprised if Miami takes the East.
Okay. Well,
So those are my top 3, East and West.
you got a top 3, Jay?
I mean, with the West, like he said, I would do the Warriors, and then I'm still trying to figure out who else is like really killing like on the West this year. Like it's kind of hard.
It's. I mean,
I don't know. Memphis is.
I mean, like I said, I was gonna say, well, Memphis just because Ja and
that's why I was. I think I would go Memphis and then Denver.
Yeah,
and then on the East, I would go with Chicago. Bucks and then the Nets.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Well, my picks are pretty much relative the same as your guys. Is Golden State, Denver, and who did we just say? Oh, well, I don't want to count the Lakers out, but I feel like you know,
They should be.
Yeah,
They should be after All-Star break. They figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'll still have my Lakers as number 3 because I got to see when LeBron gets back, right? Yeah. And then East, Milwaukee Bulls and Heat. I mean, I don't get me wrong, the Nets are still the Nets, but I don't know, man. I like the Bulls, man. I just like them. I don't know. I like them. And again, if you're watching this or listening to this, watch them play, and you'll see what we're talking about. Just kind of the way they play and the smoothness of it. They just got good characters. Like
they're kind of they're not the same, but the chemistry and the energy are similar to how Golden State. It's the East version, and you got Golden State.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they're all both teams are clicking.
Okay.
I didn't even say. Well, how's Phoenix been doing this year, son?
Oh, no, they're 10 in a row.
Yeah, they're actually doing really good too. And I mean, I don't want to count them out, but
they ain't gonna win no championship.
Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough for me to see them like really deep in the West Coast. But hey, you never know, man. You never know. Right now, nobody expected my Warriors to be doing what we're doing. I didn't. Trust me, I didn't expect us to be this good. I expected us to be formidable, no doubt. Just because, again, you can't discredit. I'm just going off of because I'm a Warriors fan. I watched Curry's career. You can't discredit what he's capable of doing. But when I knew we didn't have Thompson, I didn't know Gary Payton the second was going to be this good. Me personally,
he's killing this.
I had no clue.
I didn't know he was that bouncy.
Yeah, me either. Me either. Like I naturally I figured like his dad, he's going to play some defense, but I didn't know he's that athletic. The kid Poole, I didn't know
he might be most improved.
Yeah, I had no. I'm telling you, I'm sitting back as a fan like, damn.
Nah, they're good.
They got weapons.
I had no clue. So again,
y'all don't even have Wiseman yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We don't have a legit scary. Our legit 7-footer.
It's gonna be bad.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. I want to go back to AAU, right? I wanted to talk about accountability because I think that's a big topic when it comes to AAU basketball, and you kind of alluded to it when you were talking about when kids play AAU basketball and their egos sometimes get out of control and stuff. Do you guys think accountability is getting harder for some of these kids, or do you just think it's like a personality thing? Do you think it's kind of a combination of parents and personality, the kid? Like, I'm just curious of what you guys think about that.
I feel like it's definitely all parents, and at the same time, again, like who's the kid around? Mentors, coaches, trainers. Like to me, that's where it starts. Just as a trainer, like the kids that I work with, like we talk about character and attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't play at the next level if you pout, if you act childish. Like that's not what Curry doesn't act like that when you hear him in his post-game interviews.
Yeah,
so absolutely. I feel like that's how you're raised. You know what I'm saying? It's how your parents and the people around you, coaches, mentors. So that's my take about that.
Okay. What about you, Jay? Have you ever experienced it or had?
No, I definitely think parents put this like perspective in kids' heads to really think like they're better than everyone else. Or, that's where the bad attitude comes into play for a lot of kids because they think that they should be. Like they should have the ball in their hands all the time, and if they don't get it, then
they should shoot 50 shots.
And then it's like, all right, on to the next team. Like there's a lot of players I've played with that have had that type of mentality, or I've seen on other teams.
And that's what I was going to ask you, because like I said, you're still kind of, you've been in that world as a player. When you've seen or been around players like that, where it's like their egos are kind of out of control, I mean, you might not have said anything or done anything, but how did that make you feel, or what you think? Were you
personally,
like,
me, I don't like playing with guys like that. It's just bad. Like they just like, it's just brings bad energy to the team. They always have something to say, and the parents always have something to say. Like it's just bad vibes just all together with teams, like with players that do that with their teams.
I'm glad you mentioned that word too, because I think a lot of people. And maybe we have to keep in mind we're speaking from the lens of basketball players, right? Where we played the game, right?
Yeah.
You're currently playing the game.
Right.
Energy is a big deal. If you guys don't understand it, if you're kind of listen to this or listen like I don't get it, because again I do have people that listen or watch the show who they don't know basketball, like they're engineers, doctors, and shit, but they don't know the sports world. There is a thing of energy that's in sports. If you guys want a good, great pro definition of what it looks like we just said, watch the Warriors, watch the Bulls, look how they're interacting on the bench, even the Grizzlies. See how positive it feels.
Right.
Because again, I look at the Nets, and amazing as Kevin Durant is, transcendent of a scorer he is, I don't see the same energy with that group. You know what I mean? And I got the super box that's basically gives me every freaking NBA channel, so I watch a bunch of basketball, and I think parents and people need to understand it's the same at every level for AAU. You know what I mean? Like energy and good teammates is a huge part of success for teams. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to hear from your perspective on that.
Oh yeah.
Like I know Mark, you deal big on the energy and mental aspect of it and stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
So no, let that, hopefully you guys hear that, like, having good energy, having a positive reflection, it's going to go big on you. Couple more things before we get out of here. So I don't know. Well, maybe you guys know, because I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. Did the overtime league start yet?
Yeah,
or
they've been playing games.
They've been playing? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's a cool, I like it.
That's what I was going to say. What do you think of
I
of
actually
it?
like it because they have a lot. At first, I was kind of skeptical on it because I was like, well, how is this going to work? They have all these top tier players on one team. Like everyone can't be on the court at the same time. So then I see they're like 3 different teams. They have like obviously the A team, B team, C team,
right.
with all these different guys. So in the stadium, they built like a whole stadium for these guys, like overtime embroidered into the chairs. They have an arena.
See, I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, it's dope.
Have are they getting a pretty good fan base and people are checking it out and stuff?
Because they hosted these so far since they've started, they've hosted these like these big event games, like where they played Mikey Williams, and these other top tier teams. So,
nice.
With fans allowed to come into that gym, and they had a lot of people there actually.
Good.
I saw on the page.
No, because
I like it.
I mean, I want to see things like that succeed. You got any thoughts on that one, Mark?
No, I haven't really been. I've just been seeing stuff on Bleacher Report, but I haven't seen any games or anything.
Yeah. From
what I've seen on social media, like I said, like the exposure and the platform is there.
Yeah.
It's overtime.
Right. Well, because I didn't want to. For me, I don't want to see another like LeVar Ball situation where what I mean, like exactly. And again, I credit to LeVar Ball. He tried. I mean, it was pretty obvious. He mainly geared it for his sons, which fair enough. No, can't be mad at that. I mean, hey, you do what you do for your son. But like Dwayne Wade's got his son in the G League, and you do what you got to do. Yeah. But it's like, no, I want to see me personally, I want to see other platforms succeed because. So, like, my personal journey through basketball to get even potentially looked at overseas, I had to go through, like, the ABA, the IBA. I had to really grind through the semi-pro circuit, and that's not fun. You know what I mean? But it's basketball, and I loved it. But at the same time, it's days where it's like, this is not worth it, where I'm thinking of just hanging it up and stuff. Now that you got social media and these platforms, it's good for kids to have an alternative and to potentially get paid.
Right, exactly.
The last thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw it. If you want to check it out, I can pull it up real quick. But did you see at an AAU tournament this girl that knocked out
I
Did you see that video?
She did like a couple of times.
Yeah, she did a couple. I'm gonna. We'll probably pull it up. You know, I have my man Joe, our camera guy, maybe pull up that footage on the YouTube show. But yeah, I mean, obviously the initial one was really fucked up. I mean, she just
that's ridiculous.
haymaker. But then
mom,
hit
her.
the mom and the mom's a former WNBA player.
Isn't or was it?
No,
Yeah,
the
dad
the
was
dad
an
played
NBA player.
in the NBA.
Oh, the dad played.
The mom was caught on video telling her daughter to punch.
And I heard the dad actually got kicked out of the league for domestic violence, or and he was in the NBA. So I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's
He was
just
raised around it.
right. It's well, a couple things about that. I mean, obviously, there the just the ethical thing is just totally wrong. You should not be preaching to your kids to fight in the middle. I mean, what are you teaching there?
And she
I mean,
was like really like winding her arm back.
Yeah.
Like she could have hurt someone.
Exactly.
Like,
and why? And I mean, why would you ever want your? Why would you preach that to your daughter? I don't get it. Like, you know, and because I'm a parent. Mark's a parent. I would never preach that to my kids. But that's again, I defend yourself absolutely. But no, it's a basketball game. Like, the fuck are you doing? And then when the other videos of her came out, I don't know if you guys saw the other ones that came out. Yeah, like, you know, she swung at one girl and the other girl started fighting back. She was like, "Oh, this shit ain't sweet." Right. Like, she was like, "No, this ain't sweet. Like, I'll fuck you up." Like, that one I appreciate it, but it's like now you're showing a history and a pattern of this. You know, what should the consequence for something like this be?
I don't think she should be able to play like if she's gonna, because you'll never know if she'll flash out. Like, she'll say she's fine and out of nowhere, like, she could just flash out whenever. Like, from the video I saw, they were girls just walking back on D, and then out of nowhere she just walk in and then just hits her. And
my thing was, it was you. Even when you saw that initial, there was nothing malicious about what that girl did. I mean, I think what she tried to block and they tripped a little bit, and that, I mean, there was not. We know as basketball, there was nothing there, like nothing.
So you don't know if she has anger management problems. Like she could do that whenever.
Yeah,
like, there's people that actually like it's crazy. I wouldn't want her on my team.
Right? Like, like, would you want to? You know, I know you ain't got you don't have a daughter, but I'm just saying, if you had a daughter, would you want her to be on the court with that girl? Probably not.
I don't know.
What about you, Mark? How you feel about that?
I feel like, I mean, after, like, she has the history, so up to this point, her ass need to be banned. It's like, it's not the first time, so it's like, fuck that. Like, and it shows that she has no remorse. Yeah, and the parents aren't teaching her anything, so she and she don't got it. I mean, I don't want to say she don't got a future, but goddamn, you know, how many girls she got to knock out, you know, for them to be like, all right, one more chance. Like, nah,
for real, she's man.
Done.
I just
it's over with.
I really wonder. Sorry, trying to get this thing going, but I wonder if they sit down with the parents, like, what could the parents possibly say to defend this, like. Oh, we work with her, but she just doesn't listen to us. What? Like, what do you mean? I don't know. And unfortunately, there are, I mean, in AAU basketball, because of how big it is, there's such a mixture of kids and personalities and people. Me and Mark always talk about it on the show. You know, parents being fucking nuts, and I'm sure you've been in games and been around it and seen it enough. You know. Dad screaming from the sideline and all this. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with fan interaction. Even as parents, you should be hyped about your kids, and you should have some, but there's a way to go about it. That's the best way I could put it, right? And telling your child to do violence onto another child, I mean, I just don't know, man. It's learn from it. That's the biggest thing I can say. If you're watching this, listening to this, learn from it. Don't do it. Be better than that. Keep it basketball. Like, I've gotten into heated moments. I've gotten into fights on the court. Remember last Sunday with that dude that was talking? We were
up by 30.
We were playing in a men's league, and we were up by 30. And this one dude was still talking shit to Mark, though.
Really?
That time.
That was hilarious.
It was, but at the end of the day, I mean, once the game was over, you know, we shook hands, we laughed, we talked a little bit of shit, but you know, the game was over, right? Yeah. So, you know, I just think, man, that's just fucked up. Like that, and the video was ugly and brutal. I just hate to see shit like that. But last thing. Let me give my couple shout outs real quick. Thank you to my new Patreon members. We see you out there. Thank you for helping us out. If any of you guys want to sign up, the links will be there as well. You know, think about maybe helping the show out. It's all appreciated. Again, Jay, thank you for being here, man. Thanks for taking out your time. I know, shit, man. It's been a fun journey so far, right, Mark?
Yes, sir.
we want to keep bringing good content to the show, but no, the biggest thing, man, I really like what you're doing. Like, keep it up, man. Also, again, for our listeners and those watching, all the links for him and his social media and stuff will be in the description. We'll get all that information out there. I know you gotta, like you said, you might be going to Orlando or Houston, right? Soon for that. So you guys out there in Orlando or Houston, be ready for that. He's gonna come at your park and try to go at you pretty good. So you know, that's fun to watch. The biggest, you know, support these guys, man. That's the biggest thing. Support these content creators.
Future.
Yeah, man. Like they're helping to evolve this media and platform of basketball, which I'm all for. I definitely think you guys should support them, check them out. I do, right? I'm making my own little old man platform, but I just because I love the game and I appreciate it. Biggest thing is also on top of everything else, basketball season's coming up. High school season is here. College season is here. NBA season is here. You know, obviously the pandemic's still a thing, but take care of yourselves. Be safe. Mark, did you have anything left?
No, man, it was great having you, man. Keep inspiring. Great job. Thank you.
All right, man. Everybody be safe out there, and we are out.